There it is. We're live. How are ya? How's everybody tonight? This is always my favorite part of the show. Let's see. I hit this button next. There it is. Oh, wait. I gotta scratch my nose. Oh, that's much better there. Okay. Alrighty. Did you see this thing? Phoenix Van Life sent a few things up. Included was this little tiny, look at the size of this little tiny genie bottle full of gold. Well, it's not full, but it's just a little. Let me put it over here. I got this penny I found just lying here. Let's see, where is the scope? Yeah, found this on the desk. Anybody know when or where this came from? But we got this little bit of gold. This is placer gold, so I'm going to use it for a prop for a little bit. You can see the size of it. It's right on the top of the penny. It's just got that two little pieces of gold in there. But now I got to do a video explaining the difference between placer gold and ore. Well, I'm hoping that Clash will do something there because he's a gold guy. Let's see. Let's go back home. Put that over here. There we go. Oh, gosh. Can we make that focus? Look at my magic piece here. Here. You guys fill in the room while I make this thing work. There. I'll save that up there. What a week, huh? Gosh. Who's in here? We got Brian Hooper, SJ, Beth Coddington. Where have you been? Clay Scott, Maury, Coin Dragon, a bunch of other people, I think. There's Lincoln, of course. Yeah, I don't start the show unless Lincoln shows up. We almost didn't have a Sunday. I think he was napping. Coin Finder. Hi, all. Congratulations, Ken. Yes, that's right. I broke 1,000. 1,000. Can you believe that? Now, I was getting kind of close and kind of nervous because if you don't have 1,000, they're going to cut you off. Everything's changing everywhere. What's going on? Make it stop. Do you have Kennedy half folders? No. Not right now, but I'm going to make a note of it. Let's see. Kennedy folders. There we go. That's how I do. That's what I look like when I write stuff down. And Coin Dragon has posted my blog over there. God love him. So anyway, I was getting kind of close, and I still have to do a guest video for someone, and that's coming up. It'll work. But geez, I've been trying out these different sites. I go to Polly, and there's some people in there, and he's got a channel video playing, so you can meet each other, and it's the right idea. And I go there, and there's some people, and they subscribe, and they say stay subscribed. Dustin Morgan, he gave me a shout out a couple of weeks ago, and in the course of 3 days, 100 people subscribed, and they all stayed subscribed. That was wonderful. And I went to another fellow's channel booster kind of show, and there's a lot of gamers in there, and 100 people subscribed. And the next day, 98 of them were gone. This isn't working. So, well, I just keep doing what I'm doing, offering the best content I can, stick with the shows that are working, and we'll just hope for the best. And a lot of people jump together. I mean, you got the Coin Finder, you got Ray up there. He did a little shout out video. You got Lincoln Central did a shout out video. Everybody's really pulling together and doing this. And I got to thank you all. It's been tremendous. Last night I got over to, what's the cheesehead guy's name? I'd have to look it up. Green Bay Wacky. And he's a neat show. And boy, they'll sub to you. Just tell them, look, I'm really close. And they'll sub to you. You got to sub a lot of people, but you get attention. The problem is they're regular people. They're not, the freaks like we are that are into the coins. But they serve, a purpose for now, which is to get that 1,000 mark so you can stay monetized. Geez, I got what, $36 or $38 last month? Good. It means I'll actually probably see that in a couple more months. The way it's going, yeah, I'll probably get a check every 3 months. I got my first one in last month in January. And it was a nice shot in the arm. It'll pay for, this scope, this camera here, this big one, and maybe that little one too, or a replacement for that one. It's getting pretty shaky. It's a good little perk. It'll take some doing to make it an income, but geez, at least I'm in the door. I can stay monetized, and I don't have to, fight the hassle of getting remonetized. Oh, geez. View time, I got that in spades. I get, 1,500 hours in a week. It is not a problem. People seem to like the show. So stick with it and the people will show up. Meantime, I've subscribed to a lot of good folks and I get to enjoy a lot of new channels. So that'll be fun. Let's see who's joined us. Native Chicks has joined us. Ezekiel, Brian Hooper, Clay Scott, he's just here. There's Phoenix. Look, I got your gold. And I got to look up and, figure out what placer gold is. That's a neat thing. And well, I'll use that for a prop for a little while, and then we'll figure out what it is and how much it is, and have a show all by itself. It'll be fun. Now, Phoenix won the show not long ago, and along with this placer gold, she sent these. Do you know what that is? You're gonna love this. Dum da dum. It's a lanyard. You follow me? Let's have a look at this. That's all it is. That's on the end of it. The other end is just goes over your head. It's like a tiny dog leash. But if you remember those loops, you've got that little notch right in the back. If I had any dexterity, I could do this. Ah, got it. Okay. If it doesn't fit in the notch, which that's a tiny little notch, just put it around the whole back of the darn thing. Now you can wear it at coin shows and you look important, right? Because you get that hanging around. You look like the coach, but you can't blow through it. Just you look through it. Yeah. So there you go. That's what that is. So for a little while, I'm going to be handing those out with the loops. Now, more good news. I have books in. Here's what happened. Ran out of books. Okay. Ran out of loops. They're in, finally. Ran out of scales, got those in. So I'm out of everything that I used to give away during the coin class. Now I've got them. I got loops. I even have lanyards to go with them. We got scales again. I got some books. Good. Now we can start that up again. I don't know if you noticed, but the past 2 weeks we haven't had a giveaway on that. Gosh. It's tough keeping up with you guys. You guys are running me ragged, Okay, now here's the thing on the loops. They were coming in these boxes, and well, rather than go up on the price, they got rid of the box. That way they can ship more for less. And okay, they're still, the 10x loops. They say 30 again. I figure it's the same batch, and I checked them, and they're 10x. They're not 30s. They're consistent with a 10x, but the optics are excellent, and they're still, the same price. But we're going to throw those in with the coin class. And I'm going to look for some more so we can get them regularly. That'll be a real treat. Some people, I mean, they're not much. It's like $1. Try it out, see what happens. DV is here. There we are. Dominic J. Brown, Coin Hunter. How are you? If down in the description, you're going to find a link to a coin video directory. If you're not in that directory, well, click it and check it. I don't have it loaded to show you. But if you're not in there, let me know. Send me an email. It's right here. It'll work. Okay, now, for the folks that are over here in chat, during the live stream, we have an active chat over here, and you get to banter back and forth. It's wonderful. I think it's the best part, but I get to talking and ranting and showing stuff up, so I miss half of it. Anyway, feel free to, post a link to your video channel or ask for subs, but don't spend, the whole show saying, I need subs, I need subs. We know you're here, and people will get to you. But we want to get you subbed. Really, we do. There's Native Chicks just sub to Dominic. There you go. I'm going to show DV. He's right here. Now, DV, I just put you as sub to me, and I'll sub back. Outstanding. That's the whole point. But please don't spend every post typing sub me, sub me, sub me. And remember, you want to do bus, or 1, 2, 3. Because if you type sub, it upsets the powers that be. So many changes. You got the changes on YouTube, right? You got to be up to here, or you get slashed. You got the PayPal thing. This started. A buddy I've done business with before. He got into taking payments through friends and family, and they killed his account. I guess it was for 30 days, but he's back in action. But if you take friends and family payments for products and services and they catch you, they're going to paddle you behind. Yeah, the all-seeing eye is everywhere. So on this show, we only take donations by goods and services. This is a community-supported giveaway. We start with the little copper round, and people put donations in, and we add to the package. But if they come in friends and family, I have to return them. I've been a little flexible on a couple of folks, but it can't happen anymore because, geez, if I lose for a month, I'm pooched. So that's one thing. Now, I'm going to take you over to this one. I got a screenshot here to show you. You're going to love this one. There's a rumor going around on Facebook that coins can no longer be sold on Facebook. So we're going to go with the screen and have a look. And this is true. Okay, here it is. Can you see what I'm saying? Here it is. There are several things that are, forbidden, prohibited content. One, you get your community standards. No animals. Can't sell chickens and goats and ducks and deer and, cows or parts. Rabbits, redirect. No booze, adult health products, vitamins and Geritol. And number 15 is real, virtual, or fake currency, which includes real money, cash or cash equivalent, instruments, and coins. No fooling. So a lot of people and I'm talking with the moderators in several of the Facebook groups where they sell coins. Yeah, they're having people complaining because their posts are getting killed. They're being deleted, not by the moderators, but by Facebook. Oh God. So now what? We've gotten together and we're talking, and a lot of people are jumping over to a site called MeWe, and you're going to find that in the links. It looks to be an option. Now, it's not a bad idea really to separate your personal social networking where you got your mother and your grandmother, your aunts and uncles and kids and cousins, friends and neighbors, and you talk about stuff, and separate that from your business activities, because that way you can go to your friends and neighbors and mother and brother and cousin and sister and complain about the government or, preach or whatever you want, but you keep that separate from the coin enterprise. It's not a bad idea. I've driven off people with some things I've said about certain politicians, for example. None of it's good on either side. I have no use for politicians. Doesn't matter what party you have. The whole thing's flawed. Okay, so that's enough about the politics. But it looks like I've been over there. We've tested it out. It looks like the MeWe is working. Coins are allowed. We can continue to do what we've been doing in all these coin sales groups, and not suffer the penalty of the whims of somebody in a suit in a tall tower in a city far away. Well, anyway, we'll talk more about that. Right now, it's let's talk about coins, because that's what mostly we want to do. There we go. Once is enough, DV. They will boot you out. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we got 1,000 subs. If you're close, let me know, because we got 4 days to reach that. And gosh, everybody kicked in and made that happen. I mean, if you're within 900, we can probably get there. Okay. That's what we got right now. Here's how this works. It's a community-supported giveaway. Whatever's over here, not the gold, and not the little eyeballs, and not the flesh pig, which is one of my most prized possessions, by the way. But we're going to have some coins over here. It's Wednesday wheats. Is the same format as the big show on Sunday, but all we do is wheats. Although I do stretch it with one or two, similar close items, like instead of a wheat, maybe a 60 small date, for example, or a proof Lincoln or something. I wish I lived when coins were real. Jeez, I remember the first time I remember seeing a coin and recognizing a date was 1974, because it was a brand new penny. Brand new. And, every year, 1975, so we're going to find those. And we found them, and the quarters were changed. But back then, it was really neat because, you could find old pennies and old nickels, but the quarters and the dimes and the half dollars and the dollars were all brand new. You know, there was nothing before 1965, and everything was brand new. Because, you know, by 74, 75, they'd already cleaned out the silver. Gone. And, you know, everything's 6, 7, 8 years old. Now I look at the change, and it's, you know, it's getting worn. You see Lincoln, he's worn. You see Washington, he's got a flat head. No kidding. They used to be so shiny and new. And, well, they're still kind of shiny and new when they're new. But you have a lot of older coins in there. Older goes back to, you know, when I was 10. Well, anyway, the days are still available when you can go to the bank and, you know, get a box of rolls and go through them and look for stuff. I used to go to one bank. Now, at shovel snow, I'd get like, you know, $4 for a driveway or $6 for a big driveway. Take out Mrs. Fennell's trash. She'd give me $2 and some cookies. Well, the money was good, but the cookies were really good. She was like the best. She called up, "Can you help me with my trash?" Yep. Run on over, knock on the door. I'm all done. And the lid's on there, you know, got a block on top so the cats can't get in. She'd give me a couple of dollars, which is like a fortune, you know, in 1978. I'm 9 years old here, 10, 11. 10, 11, whatever it is. I was this tall. A lot skinnier, and I had hair. Go figure. Go downtown. It was downhill all the way, right? Because that's why it was downtown. Hit the one bank. Now, downtown there were several banks, you know, one beside another. There's 6 banks all in a tight little area. But I got my bank was the local savings bank. I go to the drive-through. They had a walk-up window. And this is, you know, in the 70s, so it was brand new. And I said, "Geez, can I get $2 in nickels?" Here you go. And I sit on the curb right there and pick through the nickels. And anything before 1960, I keep it. You know, I get 1938s, 39s all the time. You know, here's a war nickel every now and then. And take them again across the street and say, "Geez, can I get some pennies for all this?" And they give me $1.50 in pennies. Great. And I sit on the curb and go through 3 rolls of pennies looking for wheats. And I'd find some. No problem. You get, you know, a few here and there. And I'd roll up what I got left and take them in, add another $1. Can I get a roll of nickels? And I'd play this all day until I, you know, couldn't make a roll of pennies. And, geez, I had like 50 wheat pennies one day. It was awesome. I'm going home. I got a big sack in my pocket. It's scarce now. Plus, getting paid in silver. Those are the days. Yeah, well, they got paid in checks at the time too. You know, you had to take your pay stub over to the window, and then you can sign and get paid. My first paycheck was $3.35 an hour. What do they get now? $15, you know, to flip hamburgers? It seems like a crime. Yeah, it won't be long. And I work with guys, and they got a paycheck, which is good, but they're per diem, because we'd work out of town a lot of times, and the companies would give us a per diem amount. I got 85 or 90 bucks because, you know, I'm up here. And that was pretty nice. I'd say at a nice hotel. And these labor guys, they get 25 bucks a day. Now the company pays for their hotel room, which is a real bargain. They get 25 bucks to spend on whatever they want. And usually that was $24 worth of booze and a bag of ramen. That's the way it works. And they'd work these guys would hump all day on, you know, a bag of ramen. No lunch, but they got a 12-pack at the room. That's how it works. $2.95 an hour, says Brian Hooper. That's not too long before. $4.25. Man, that was like a fortune back then. Man. Back in 85, yeah, I was making $3.35 an hour. The rent was $30 a week. I'd stayed at the fraternity at college. And, you know, I got a $90 paycheck. Well, $30 of rent, that's no problem at all. You spend the rest on pretty much beer and a sack of ramen. It worked great. You could do it back then. I can't even look at the stuff anymore. I open it and the smell. Oh, just throw it to the cat. He don't eat it. Man, some things never change. I'm having an issue over here with a cord, so I need some tape. Give me just one moment. Oh, there it is. I'm having tape issues. So I got to wire up this cord that goes to this one camera. And it does not want to cooperate. There you go. Because of the way this desk is situated. So let's get going on this. I'm going to run over to PayPal and see if we have any any support for the channel so we can get this this prize built, and we'll give it all away at some point. Now we got to get $20 into the package at least, or we're going to. There we go. Let me hit this button. We're going to roll everything over to next week, and so far there's nothing in the package, and that's okay. We can keep on talking, and that looks like what we're going to do right now. Okay, you know how it works, guys. Let's get to it. I was born in '78. All the coins were new in '78. It was wonderful. $1.25 an hour. Gold was 35 bucks. You still got to work all week to get, you know, an ounce of gold. Now you got to work it, you know, all week, and you got to do it at union scale wages. 66 pickup sticks. I lived at home still in '78. My kids eat it like candy. I don't care for it. It's gruesome stuff. Okay, now don't forget, if we do have a package, that the number of likes will be added to the package in the form of these circulated wheats I have down by my foot. I've got a vast amount of them. They've been picked over. They're circulated. They're 40s and 50s, and there's nothing great about them. But the kids will love them. You know, here's a baggie of 40 or 50, you know, wheats. Ooh, and they'll be able to fill, for example, their little folders if they should happen to get those. That'll work. I'm feeling old. 77. No, you're as old as you feel. Okay, I guess that doesn't work for you. I was 8 in '78. I was 8 before I was 9. Sorry, this is a family channel. Okay, if you wish, you can contribute to this prize package. Right now we have 0, but I have faith in you folks, so I keep coming on, and we'll keep adding to the prize as donations come in. But this is how it must work. We were doing it before with donations would get you entries. However, you have Florida state law that I am subject to because I am a parcel of the state, I suppose. I have YouTube policies and practices which I have to stick to, because where else am I going to do this? Putting these videos up is pretty much limited to YouTube right now. It's still a pretty tremendous advantage just to be able to do this. But if you do send donations in, you can send it by the email here, which you want to spell correctly. A lot of times somebody will spell it wrong. I don't get it. I can't help you with it. Let's see. I got it here somewhere. Let me adjust the glasses. And I'm going to give you a link here. It's in the top of the description somewhere here. Come on. What happened there? Let me find this. There it is. It's https / There's some dots in there. How about I just post it? Copy and paste. There you go. And CoinDragon has put up my email address. And you can also copy and paste that if you wish to use PayPal using my email. Either one will work. But the PayPal me, there's no misspelling. It goes right through. And it'll work. Man, people are so happy. I just saw somebody's, I should have written it down. Who got that? Matt Penn. Matt in here? Matt opened up his Big Show prize. And I just saw the video yesterday. And again, look in the directory. You find the link in the description. And in the directory, you'll find Matt Penn's channel. And you can watch that video. He's pretty happy with it. He got all kinds of good stuff. I've been wondering where those coins went. Oh, he got them. You got the sesquicentennial, a nice Ben Franklin in there. Whole bunch of good things. And Anthony Nepper joining us. Just bust you, my word. Outstanding. Don't forget to bust each other. You know, we can't say the other word. The submarine word. What is with the restrictions? More restrictions all the time. This is why I always complain to the government about, you know, restrictions on business. It's the same darn thing here. Well, you got somebody in a tall tower, putting on a suit, going to work, trying to do the best job he can. So his superior says, you're doing a great job. And so he comes up with a huge list of requirements and changes and improvements. They're not always good. If this is your job, really consider farming. You get out of the town, you know, it's free, fresh air. You get free eggs, you know. You get good groceries. You just grow them yourself, right? Cost of living is low. You got no neighbors. If they're shooting up the street in front of your house in town, dude, they're doing the same thing in the country, but they're using targets and they're good at it. Yep, ain't none of those people in the city getting out here. I put it under the scope. It's not. What'd Quicksilver find? You won $750,000 at bingo. Oh man, can I borrow $14? All right, let me show you this thing I got over here. I was going through my desk. I was trying to find this 14. I got a gorgeous 1914 Lincoln. It came in yesterday, and I said, you know, I'm going to add that to the show. And for the life of me, I could not find it. I had actually stuck it in the big box for the Wednesday show. But while I'm looking, I found this guy. I don't know where it came from. I don't know when it got here. I don't know what I paid. I don't know if I paid for it. It's in pretty darn sweet shape for 1909. Not too shabby at all. And I don't know anything about it. How does this stuff happen? I mean, I find stuff on that table. Let's see if we can have a look at that under the scope. Let's raise it up and bring in the 50-roll piggy bank, which is close to full. I'll have to search it, I suppose. And we got this guy, which we cannot see. All right, where's my blackened? This will work. Drop that on top. Scratch my nose. Happy Valentine's Day, Melissa Kelly. Love your work. Melissa does the music that Polly plays. Great voice, great music, real sweet, almost heavenly. Yeah, I could never sing like that. Mostly it sounds like coffee and no, I'm not a singer. Oh, geez, come on. Just try to focus. Just a little. Let's try this. And daytime. Anything? There it is. Okay, that's what it looks like in real life. Melissa Kelly says, thanks. You keep doing what you're doing. How you doing on YouTube? Maybe you get a lot of followers. I really have. I subscribe to you. I haven't really followed you. Corey Dragon says, not if you copy paste in the Addy bar at Lincoln. Sweet voice, says Lincoln. Lincoln would know a sweet voice. Because he listens to people that aren't me. Coffee and cigarettes. Good morning. There we go. Let's have a look and see if we're going to have a prize or what's going to happen. Because I can't make this prize all by myself. I'd love to. One day I shall. But it's going to be a little while. Okay, Gone Fishing has jumped in with a small donation so we can get going with something for sure. Well, let's have build up. I want to look at this 14 that came in. There we go. And see if we can add this to the prize. That's not it. Let me get this out of here. The 09, I suppose, we'll put out Sunday. Oh, let's see. How do you get to the scope? Right there. Got this beautiful 1914 in. It is every bit of AU. If I can find my... Nope. Time for a new pointy stick. There we go. Every bit of AU. Let's dissect this thing and have a look. You're going to find just above the ear the tiniest bit of wear. And I mean the tiniest. The cheek and jaw are almost perfect. Maybe a touch of wear on the top of the cheekbone. And right here in the tie. And just touching the vest. But, I mean, you got almost every bit of detail up here on the head, forehead, and hair. The rim, you've got right here. Remember this? You've seen this. This is finning. Okay? And this has had a few little light bumps because the fin, that's the bit of metal that's going to squeeze between the die and the collar. Right? Now, if you look at this, you'll see more metal on one side than on the other. This is slightly misaligned. It really isn't substantial enough to be any premium. There we go. But it does create the finning. Here we go. In the back, you're a bit more even. And again, you have a few light touches right around but they don't really show up much. And again, some pinning up on the upper edge. And we'd have to zoom in to see that. So let's zoom in and see that. There you go. Again, these are just bits of metal that snuck in between the die and the collar. And it's very thin, it's easy to push over. So you have these, just like this. But you look at the berries, they're unmolested. Okay, they're a little dirty. Don't let that slow you down. But the wheats, these are effectively uncirculated. There's very little wear on the back here at all. Now the back tends to be lower relief than the obverse. Because the wheat ears really, they're kind of level and flat from one side to the other. But under the close-up, if I can focus this properly, let's see. I'll put it out, I'll focus a little higher and then move the coin through it. So we can have a look at the cheek and the upper hair. And it's sliding around. Okay, we're a little too close, I think. Yes, all right, donations do not increase your chances of winning. But the whole idea, well, it's a bit of a selfless show. It's paying it forward. There is a collector out here who will get this stuff and adore it. These are things that perhaps you will not buy on your own. But I found everybody who puts a video up of what they got is happy, overwhelmed sometimes, and they're getting things. This is my first one of these. They're pretty darn pleased. It's an exciting package once we put it together. But this is what I'd like to get into the show here today. This comes in at $40. Is the E doubled? It is not. If you're looking up at the WE, I checked it out pretty thoroughly. We better have a look. WE. Okay, the inside of the curves look like they're right. There we go. You see the T? How it's got horns, and the S, it's got horns. This is die deterioration. It's the metal flow, and it comes in. I meant to do a diagram. What do we got for paper here? Okay. Let's go over here and we'll draw pictures. I gotta have better. That's not it. Screen, home. There it is. Okay. Let's look at the die. Okay, you're at the die level here. So this line right here is the surface of, okay, this can be the surface of the coin. No. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll do it like this. There's the field of the die. Now your devices, be it a letter or a number or Lincoln's head. All right, let's do a small one, which would be, say, part of the T. Right? Just like we took the coin and chopped it right straight down. And the T would be like this. Now the metal flow, because your planchet's going to be up in this area. Let's see if I can write with a pen that works. All right. And as the die comes in, the force pushes the metal into the die and outward. Okay, so you've got forces going outward once it fills up this cavity. And the result is you have metal on metal, metal grinding against metal, scraping across metal under tremendous force. And you tend to get some extra wear as it goes into and out of these devices. So this edge right here would be less sharp. It would start to wear starting at the device and coming outwards. And over time, that would get larger and larger and larger. You follow me? So when you look at the device on the coin, where are you? There you go. You tend to get these patterns where, say the top of the T especially is a little bit higher than the flat field over on the side. And where the metal has had to go around the T because the metal that was coming out was blocking it, you have more wear. So you get these little horns. And I suspect that's what's going on over here at We. And it looks extra wide though. But I'm going to say that that's more likely than anything else to be die deterioration. See at the G, right in the center? There it is. You have the same thing, these little wings, but it's inside the G. That's die deterioration. And this is a common thing to have, especially out on the outer parts of the edges. You might find some more over here at the L. Let's look at the date. The date looks pretty solid. Maybe a touch of it at the 1. But up here on the T, yeah, you got horns. On the S, you got horns. On the U, yeah, you get a little extra depth in the die, which has left raised metal here. More on this T. That's how that's going. So would that be considered an MD? Nope, that's mechanical doubling. It's a completely different animal. This would be die deterioration. And a lot of times, since it, it reflects the shape of the devices so well because it goes through, and that's where the wear is, that it can oftentimes look like a doubled device. So we call it die deterioration doubling. Can you explain the zinc die deterioration that occurs on a lot of the newer zincs? Okay, what you got there is a reaction. It's zinc rot, right? It looks like blisters have popped all over Lincoln or all over the memorial. What scope power? That's 1000x. Gets right in there. Over in the YouTuber coin community, I put a link directly to this on Amazon. You can just go buy one for like 21 bucks. They're pretty handy. Do I see a ski jump? Yep, that's what that is. And there's probably something right in between that WE. Let's see if that's hard or soft. And we'll just give it a little light touch. That's just a bit of grime. That's moving right out. Well, that's dirty. I'll step on that later. Yeah, you can have just a touch of doo-doo on these. That's not too bad. Now, what happens on the newer coins, the zincs, the copper? It's just a plating. I mean, it's this thin. You can't see how thick it is. It's very thin. It's just a copper plating, and when it is disturbed or scratched or penetrated, the zinc is exposed to the atmosphere and quickly can corrode. In effect, it forms hydrozincite, is what it is. I just signed up MeWe. Thank you very much. You're going to find that link below, and you'll find me on there. It's under the name of Ken Peavy. Yeah, you'll find me. But you can go to the Coin Up group. We have started a Coin Up group on MeWe for that. We error versus by error or chip die. Oh, that's doo-doo. There's the crap in between the W and the E. That was some sort of a contaminant, grime. Like you get a little bit up here. And if I had another pointy stick, you get crap on these coins, right? Sometimes it's soft and sometimes it's not. Well, a toothpick is not hard enough when you just drag it over lightly. Just give it a nudge and see if it's going to move. Is it hard or soft? Yeah, that's kind of maybe new deposited material. You can see that on the edge of the toothpick. All right, let's see if we can figure out what that is. What do you suppose it is? Crayon, ink. Guy had a hamburger and put his hand in his pocket to get an extra quarter out and got some ketchup in there and it dried up and he put a penny in there. Who knows what that is? I call it society's grime because that's what it is. It's the junk that you get just from handling things and passing a quarter across a counter that somebody had a cold soda on a moment before. Before that, a guy did concrete work, so now there's a little dust in there. Yeah. But yeah, MD is not mechanical. That's mechanical doubling. That's not a true double die. A double die is when the die itself, during the hubbing process, is hubbed. Then there's a shift and a change in direction on either the working die or the working hub, which makes the die. One of them moves, just a little, sometimes a lot, but just a little. So you have a second impression. Now the hub is raised, right? Looks just like a coin. The die is getting impressed. So the design on the hub is jammed into the die, right? And then the die is going to make your coin. So the die is concave, in effect. It's sunk in. But if I take my hub and hit that die to produce one impression, and then back it up and do it again, slightly off, my letter is going to be a little bit wider because I'm hitting it here, backing it up, right, and hitting it here. Now I've already got one impression right there. When I hit it again, now it's a little wider. See that? That's the way that's how it works. So if you have a doubled master die, Same thing, a double master hub should be thinner. And that's being talked about right now, back behind the scenes with the people who think, huh, that should be thinner, shouldn't it? But we'll get there one day and figure that out. Let's have a look at PayPal and see if we can keep on going here. Now, John Bass is in with 5. God love him. And we're going to park right there for now. There we go. So we'll keep waiting, and hopefully people will contribute to the package. I've been wrestling with MD versus DD. MD is the die coming in, hitting the coin, right? And on the way down or on the way up, it wiggles just a little bit. Now these equipment, you figure you're making, 10 strikes per second. I mean, brrr, you can't hear these things. I think an MG22, the one the German Jews didn't fire that fast. I mean, they're spitting these coins out. Well, over time, these things will get kind of worn out. You're putting out 36,000 coins a minute. It's a lot of them. Well, you keep working these, steel tubes and steel dies, steel, screws and nuts that hold everything together. They can get loose, right? And then you have a little bit of wiggle. It's not much. It's just a little. MD, the die comes into the coin, and there can be a slight wiggle, right? It'll bounce. Now, it's already made the impression on the coin, and this bounce doesn't have the force to make another full strike. So it just kind of hits the existing strike just a little and a little off. So it's taking a piece of the existing die and flattening it. That's the way that works, right? I've got a die here, and I'm going to come in with another one and hit it. I want to try to strike it right, but it misses and is just off. So it takes off a little bit of the detail on this, on this piece, on the side of Lincoln's nose, or for example, and leaves it flat. That's what is going on there. But it's a shelf. Now let's say, top of my head here, the top line is the highest point of relief on the coin, and down here, this would be the field, right? Your die deterioration, you're going to find it down here because the die is worn out, and where the die is worn, it's going to be right down close, right down along here. MD is typically somewhere in here. The die came in, right, stamped it fully, and then bounced, so it left a second impression somewhere in here. A double die, it's gone in to the hub has gone into the die itself, and then on a second pass, shifted just a little bit, left it. Your double die is going to be up here. It's fully raised. Rarely is it anywhere else. It could be down here, right? But this is the area, this is the realm up here of the double die. This is the realm of MD. And down here is double die, or die deterioration. So there's a lot to it. Got to remember too, those dies are coming together at ludicrous speed. Oh, nuts! 10 times a second. Now they're only moving, this much. It's enough they come apart, coin gets spat out, another one comes in, then the collar goes up, and then the die comes down again. Die goes up, collar comes down, coins goes out. Yeah, and all this, there's 7 motions to make one coin, and they do it 10 times a second, 12 times a second, depending on what coin they're making. I think quarters are a little slower because they're so darn big. It takes a little more extra force. But they put, 300 tons per square inch. It's like, how much does an elephant weigh? It's like 5 elephants standing on your toe. It'll leave a mark. No question about that. And we are 10:15. We're 45 minutes into the show. And what's happening here? And it looks like it's going to be a quiet night. Okay, this is a community-supported giveaway. I've lost my place. So it's up to you guys to make this happen. How many people we have watching? 27 today? Even if it's just $1, we can put together a package. And at $20, we will ship it out to someone. Life is good. Right now, no, they spit them out real fast. I can spot a machine doubling now, but there's been a few that were confusing. That really helped. I just need someone to show me versus just looking at a picture. Yeah, there's a lot to it. And well, the YouTube thing is rather new for these coin people. We've had channels out for 2 years, so we're getting there. We're continually adding more content. It'd be a good one to have on the coin class for sure. But people, I leave these shows up so they'll be able to go back and watch it. But that would be an ideal item to have in coin class. Yeah, add that to the library. Lincoln says kpv@live.com. So if you'd like to contribute to the channel and make this happen, everybody would appreciate it. I would. The person receiving the prize here would surely be happy with it. And you get to feel good about yourself. We are collectors helping collectors. That's all it is. Every picture tells a story of donuts. Coin Dragon, I want you to stay away from the cough syrup for a couple of days. Just relax. It's okay. Ken, there is 3. Ken PV, which one is you? On Facebook? On MeWe? On Facebook, the one with me holding the chicken, that's a abandoned account. Skip that one. I think I got the one, it's a Cookie Monster today. On MeWe, I have no idea. Oh, it's the Bag Man. Yeah, on MeWe, it's the Unknown Coin Guy. And I'm the Cookie Monster right now. And I usually do a Muppet on Facebook and just alternate them. I'll do Oscar, if I'm in a bad mood, I'll put up Oscar. If I'm hungry, I put up the Cookie Monster. If I'm being a goofball, I put up, what's that blue guy? Not Oscar. Grover. Yeah, he's my favorite, isn't he? Wee error is a die slip. WIE, I'm not sure what you're talking, Rob. That's the second time I've seen that. Type the right email address to KPEAVEY, @live.com. I can give you the PayPal link again. And there we go. That'll work. Okay, now, the Friday Madness show. I was talking with Lemon Penny, who wanted to say, geez, can you sell my coins on your show? We're experiencing this issue coming up with Facebook. And I think what it depends on is Facebook police. They need to staff that better for, to really enforce those policies where, no coins can be sold. No coins can be sold? Yeah, that's what it says, really. Here's the screen. This is Facebook. This is their policies, commerce, prohibited content, real, virtual, or fake currency. Posts, real, virtual, or fake currency. Posts may not promote the sale of real, virtual, or fake. You can't sell monopoly money. No, seriously, that's what this says. But you cannot sell real money, cash or cash equivalent, and coins. So are they being lax? Or have they not put in enforcement yet? Or do they just not have enough people to enforce it properly? Well, we need a way to sell these coins. So I've been threatening it, and I've got to get on the stick. But we're going to do we're going to start selling your coins on the Friday show. And if need be, we'll have longer shows and more shows during the week. But dude, 5 days, that's it. I take Monday and pretty much sleep in all day. But maybe we'll figure it out somehow. But you would be able to sell your coins, send them to me. Now we have an agreement. We have to, you got to sign it and send it in. You'll place like $3 with me for return shipping. So if they don't sell, you get your stuff back. If it does sell, geez, they got 30 days to send them back, so you don't get paid for 30 days until after it's sold. That's how that would work. But it would be a potential venue. Now, yes, I'm going to take my time, secure space here, put up more fence and guard dogs. I'll probably have to get a guy just to hit them with a stick so they're mean and nobody can get in. Free Girl says, it is sent. God love you. I'll check that in a moment. But using this show as a venue for selling more coins would be an appropriate thing, and I would take a commission. And we're looking at that and saying how exactly that should work. But you're looking at 10%. You can always take your chances with eBay. But this is where the coin people are, by God. Yeah, there is a petition going on for that. Is it going to work? I don't know. They are a collectible item. It has been a collectible item for hundreds of years. Coins are the hobby of kings, but apparently they don't have any royalty up at Facebook. I only use a PC, so I'm out of that loop. PCs are handy. I don't know how the phone works. I probably ought to kill this cell phone. Nobody calls. Nobody. My mother doesn't call. Okay, let's see if we can add to this prize package over here. Right now, we got the copper round is the only thing in there. There we go. Folks have woken up. We have Ginger. God love you. Is in with 10. Amy with 5. Now, this does not increase your chances of winning. That's the thing. Mr. Brian at, holy cow, another 5. Brian, Amy, CM. Now, that's Cherry. Cherry just won Sunday's show. Congratulations on that. Your package is on the way. We'll see what happens. It should get there pretty quickly. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're good. There is 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 in here so far. If we get 10 more, I could put in that 1914, or I could go with a whole bunch of smaller stuff. Depends on how it goes. We're 10:22, so I usually go about an hour or so. There she is. And congratulations on that. Wanted to thank her for the Merc. Something's going on. Lemonhead is live doing an auction. Okay, we're going to get over there right after this show is over. And happy Valentines, you filthy animal. Gosh. Valentines is so much more fun when I was younger. Man. This is one girl, I was thinking about her earlier today. Her name was Kathy, and she had a beautiful face, just beautiful, always smiling. She's one of those girls who's always smiling. Beautiful face. She's built like a rail. She's built like a pencil, but cute as could be. No idea what happened to her. You know, the last girlfriend, well, not really girlfriend, last girl I hung around with was Big Ugly Sue. Now, both of them had a face that would launch 1,000 ships. But Big Ugly Sue was more like, think of the tool that would be swung to launch the ships. That was more like that one. So anyway, I loaned her some money, and now Valentine's Day is peaceful around here. I love it. Happy Ovaltine Day. And to you, I guess. Now, I'm what you call a decided bachelor. Every girl I ever met decided I was going to be a bachelor. So here I am. It's working pretty good. There's no question about, you know, did you eat the last of the chocolate cake? Because yes, I did. I don't have to share the ice cream ever, never, ever. I can hog all the covers. Right? Leave the toilet seat up or down is not a debate. I can take it off, and geez, I'm just as good. I just got to hold on to something. That's what my son called it when he was little. Ovaltine's Day. Drink your Ovaltine. You need to get frames on your head, Ken, like me. It interferes with the glasses. I actually have a pair around here somewhere. I think they're broken. Did you read all the flips I sent? They're as good or bad either way. Yeah, I know it is. I'm a trucker's wife. There's no holidays. Get on the road. Keep on driving. But it's pretty nice over here. It's quiet. It's peaceful. I go to my brother's house. And, blah, 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 blah. I just get up and go. I'll see you. I'll stop in sometime next week and feed your cat. Call it good. Thought you were meant to be mine. Okay, let's have one more look here. We're going to put together a package and make it up as we go. That's what we're going to do. And let's see, we ended it with Ginger. So what happens? That's where it is. Okay, we're going to put together a package. I don't think that 14 is going to make it, but we can do a $30 package, and that won't be too bad. Okay, let's start off with a biggin, so we can have a biggin in there. And I've got a 1936S in very choice BU. Now, if you're not familiar with the terms, all right, BU is brilliant uncirculated. Now, it's at uncirculated, it starts at MS60. If it's BU, it's brilliant. So typically that means red. Let me get to the scope. Here it is. Right now 60, 61, 62, all of those qualify as BU. And you find there's not usually a big difference on a lot of coins in the value between 60 and 62. At 63, it becomes choice BU. This one is 64. It is very choice, right? MS65 is gem. MS66 is superb or superb gem. And above that, they just keep on going. But I've got a fully uncirculated coin. Got a slight blemish in front of his mouth. Brilliant luster. Let's look at the back. Here we are. Now it has been handled once or twice. There are some darker areas on the edge, but they don't interfere with the coin itself. Brilliant luster. We'll take that and put it over. Nope, we'll put it on the home page here and have a look at the color. The little camera we just looked at shows the details, whereas this one shows the luster. And that baby glows in the dark. Okay, you got full red original cartwheel luster on that. Oh, did I show the date? And scope it. There we go, 1936S. It's not an RPM. It's not a DDO, but it's a good looking penny. So let's put that into the package. Slide it right in here. And what was the next one? Where'd it go? See, I kept everything in flips because it's so darn handy. There we go. What do we got then to work with? That's a $20 coin, so we got $10 to work with. Alrighty. Here's a decent early one we can play with. And didn't I have another? I think I did. One moment, please. Where did it go? I thought I had a 1909 BDB at the ready. Usually I have a few. So I don't know what that's doing here. All right. Well, if I can't find it, we'll just grab something else. That's all. I'd like to get an early and a late. Okay, I'm not finding it, so we'll get right into this. We're going to go with an earlier S. I've got a 1921 S, and I don't like to give away many coins lower than VF, because lower than VF, you're starting to get into a lot of wear. So 1921 S, and you're going to find a fantastic rim, clear fields, you know, some standard wear that's typical of very fine. But in very fine, the 1921 S is valued at $5. And we'll put that in there. Got a slight spot on it. But again, the fields are wonderful. And the rim is tight. Let's put that in there. Now, do you want to go another early one or some later date BU? Because we got all kinds of stuff here. But AUs are business strike coins. BUs are business strike coins. Most coins are business strike. Here we go. I'm going to add this one. I got this one as part of, you know, a purchase with some other items. Okay, most coins are business strike. You're going to tell when they're not because they look like, where is it? They look like this. Okay, brilliant mirror finishes. Now this is a 1957. It's a proof coin. You've got brilliant surfaces, mirrors. It's not a cameo. This one has a few impairments. Splotches right beside the 1 cent. I think somebody may have picked it up with a glove or wiped it. It's just lightly scuffed. Nice squared up rims, and yes, you have that. And again, you have the the finning I talk about, because that's a great way to tell if the coin has been circulated or not. There you go. Now a proof strike is not intended for circulation. Every now and then you get some that have been. All right, there's the finning, that bit. If I can get this up. There we go, that bit on the far right of the rim. But otherwise, on the proof sense, the rim is typically square. And by square, we got to go and look at it edge on. And I'll compare that to another coin. Okay. Get a 1920D here, it's real sweet. Let's see if we can put these side by side. And another feature of proof sense is they're typically thicker. Okay, on the left, you see the beveled edge of a 1920D here. Where are we? There you go. That's the beveled edge. The proof edge is square. See the difference there? That's what we're talking about for square edge. And of course, well, you can see the difference in the thickness. They're typically a little thicker. Perfect demo. Yeah, that's what it is. But the proofs are specially prepared dies and specially prepared planchets. So they come together and you have a gorgeous coin. But AU, yeah, that'd be a business strike. You can have AU proofs. These proofs can circulate. People find them in circulation all the time. Now this guy's got a little bit of just a light blemish here. I got it for $1, so we're gonna put this in here for $1. You know, it ain't gonna kill nobody. Typically, it goes $6 would be about right for a 57. $5, $10 for really sharp ones. But this one has some. It's a spotty. Don't I hate spotty proofs? But somebody's gonna like this because they don't have a proof wheat cent. There you go. And you can see here the spots that I hate so much. There we go. And these are packed in cellophane, of course, back in the day. Before that, they were just laid in a box with tissue paper. Now, the matte proofs are real neat because, yeah, they ship them in a box with tissue paper, but it was a really acidic tissue paper back in, the teens. So a lot of those matte proofs, even though they kept them, in a china cabinet or something, safe and sound and, good controlled environment, the acidity of the paper over time would give them incredible toning. Some of those matte proofs are just freaking beautiful. We'll put that in there. Touch it right up here. So what do we got here? What do we got? Nope. We got some peaches. We've got a big fat copper round. We've got this one. I forget what it was. A 1921 S and very fine. That's the 1936 Very Choice BU. There it is. I keep my notes up here. And we have a 1957 proof. Yeah. And this is what you people make happen. And that's what supporting this this show is all about. Can't wait for the satins to start showing up in circulation. I found, what was it, a 2008 P&D that somebody had put into a Dansko album. Let me get a satin out here too. Now these satins, just happen to have one handy. Look at this. Okay. Same idea as the proofs. They only made satins for mint sets from 2005 to 2010. That's it. Now this is in cellophane, so you see that little dot in front of his nose. I'll shift the coin in the cellophane and see if it's still there. And you'll find it goes away. It's gone. Now it's where? It's behind his ear probably. But the planchets were burnished, right? Kind of polished up real good. They put them in a big drum with steel beads and just roll them around for a while. Well, the mint kind of screwed up with their mint sets. They really didn't care about them. They just used regular business strikes for the longest time. People said, there's nothing great about these. I'm going to stop buying them. So sales, they got up to a peak in the early 80s and just kept going down and down and down. So in an attempt to, build it back up, they said, let's make these. Well, they screwed up for so darn long and so badly that nobody wanted these either. So in 2005, they made a little over 1 million of these. And the marks you see are in the cellophane because that's follow the arc of the corner of the coin. And I can shift that and they'll move. There you go. Now it's below, I don't know where it is. But they're beautiful coins. Unparalleled. No, baby, you want to talk to somebody who knows more. He's forgotten more than I will ever know. You talk to Ken Potter. He can just go on and on. But these are great looking coins. They really are. They're fantastic. Now compare that to the proof over here. I'll put them side by side as best I can. But they made the satins. Nobody bought them because they botched up their program for so many decades. Here you go. And you have a mirror finish over here. And you have a satin. Now watch, you see how that reflects the light? This one disperses it. It sends it in every direction. And you got great detail, just as with the proofs. Right? Kind of a neat thing. But by 2010, the mintages on the mint sets had dropped to just under 600,000. These are hard to get. I'm going to put one in this package right here. There we go. So we're going to add a sat, and this is where I cheat just a little bit and get away from the weeds. But it's good to have one. These, I get $1 for these. They're inexpensive. They're affordable, but they're not going to be around for too long. Now, I took a list, and it's on my blog. You'll find the link below. Look over the file section. I listed all the wheats in order from most rare to most common. And you're going to find the satins typically in the top 50. Every one of them. And these are 8 years old, 10 years old, 13 years old. And then the top 50 rarest. These are rarer than, these are just about as rare as the 57 proofs, where you get a little over 1 million made there. And they're $1. They're beautiful. Get some. You'll like them. You won't be disappointed in them. Get them all. I don't have them all. I've got some 2009s, I think, on the way. I'll find out if they ever get here. David Baker's going to help us out with an extra 5, so we can keep on going. God love you. What do we have? We had $1 on this, $1 on that. What was that coin? Oh yes, the 5. So 5, 6, 7 plus the 20 is 27. We've got 35 to play with. We could add in another 8. Life is good. We can get a decent coin in here. If I can find that VDB, that'd be great. I picked up a couple of VDBs, by the way. Real nice ones. But check this out. I'm going to make you hate me. Where are they? They're here, I swear it. Nope, nope. Yep, there's one. There's 2. Okay, you ready for this? All right, you can't have just, these are like Lay's potato chips. You can't have just one. Now here's what that noise is, by the way. See, I got to get the coin out of there, so I just tap it and let it fall. It works better on the Formica surface. There you go. Get it going, and see how it starts to slide out, and down it is. So I'm not pulling staples to get that out. Let me line these up. Oh, you're gonna love this. What you got here? 2 1909 VDBs. And they're an AU. They're wonderful. Let's look at the scope. There you go. Nice VDB down bottom. Another one down here. But what we're going to do is look at the end, because you've got a die variety, or a design variety rather, on the 1909 VDBs. Okay, watch this. You see the N in United? And you're looking on the inside. N comes down and the angle comes in. In the top part, here's my stick. And this one, you'll see, is deep cut, right? That's die variety number 2. This one has a shallow N. And I'm going to try to focus that just a bit so we get a better look. There we go. That's the shallow N. So just having a 1909 VDB isn't good enough. Now you've got to have a 1909 VDB with a shallow N and another one with a deep cut N. I don't make this stuff up, really. Now your coin collection is half of what it used to be, because you're missing all this good stuff. How many people know about this? Now, there's really no difference in value on these. But when you have a 1909 SVDB, none of the 1909 SVDBs will have the deep cut N. All of them will be this. Now, you've got some of the 1909 S's will have both. So if you see a 1909 SVDB with a deep cut N, you know it's fake. Guaranteed. This is one of the key requirements for an SVDB. And after that, you're looking for die markers and mint mark position. Here you go. Just a little bit of MD on here. See how it's depressed and flat? What else we got here we can see? Oh, let's see. This is a bit of lamination right in here. Watch the grain on this this coin. See how it's going left to right? Left to right. There you go, D towards the S to the T. And up here, I've got that. What's this? We'll follow it left to right. And that grain is lamination peels. There's a bit in there. and they go left to right. And that's the way they make the darn things. Here you go. But these are so darn tiny. This is the tip of a toothpick. All right. What's the height of that end? It's like 2 millimeters. Dude, these are tiny little laminations. It's not enough to make a difference. But sometimes you get people say, oh, that's damaged. Take another look. Where's that nickel? Did you see my buffalo nickel? Here we go. Is this coin damaged? Yeah, that's a neat one. I got this one for like $1.25 because the guy listing it said scratched. You know, big scratches. Is this the right one? Yeah, it is. Sorry for the scratch, he said. Okay. Don't worry about the scratch. I'll take it. Now you get a significant lamination peel. And again, you see how it's directional? Nickels are an alloy. The coppers, the French bronze, they're an alloy. You get laminations in the alloy metals. And this is a decent 1925S with a big fat lamination peel across the front and on the back. Look at this baby. Now that is a peach. No, that's not a peach. That's a peach. One of them neat things. You keep an eye out. You can use your head and you can find stuff. This is probably a $10 coin. I paid $1 for it. No fooling. So there it is. People like these. Monkey Swag is here. Good to see you. Free Girl Amy, Donna McMahon. You didn't know about that CFA? There it is. Gosh, 2 VDBs you got to have. Yep. Okay. I'll put that back under the scope. There you go. But from a distance, they're hard to see, right? There's your deep cut. And there's your shallow. You can make it out if you know what to look for. But hey, now you got to look and see, you know, check all your VDBs and see which one you have. Do you have a deep cut? This is reverse design variety number 1, using Konica numbers. And this is a reverse design variety number 2. Okay. For the money that would cost, I'd get something a lot less scratched up. What, than the nickel? That's not scratch. There you go. Ain't no scratches. But the seller thought it was. There's people that don't understand, you know, laminations, that don't understand the die varieties. There's something wrong with this, and they sell it off because they just don't know. Flea markets are great places for this sort of thing. Coin shops, believe it or not, there are plenty of coin shops. The guys just don't have the time. They're too busy selling gold and silver to get into die varieties. And it's a niche, and it can be a powerful one. A proof coin at Monkey Swag showed me. Okay. Yep, check your VDBs tomorrow. CFA's here, by the way. Get over and check him out. I keep saying it. He'll probably be the channel of the week next week. He really is great for newer channels, newer coin collectors. If you haven't done it before, watch his stuff. He goes into a little bit of the process, some of the history. He's got little puzzles that come up where he's going to put up a picture that's a clue to a coin that he's giving away. And he'll do a couple, 3 clues. So you got to come up with a date of the coin, what kind of coin it is, and where it was made. And you just get clues. But if you watch his shows enough, you'll learn. And don't, you know, just watch my show. There's plenty of channels out there, and everybody learns differently. So by all means, watch, you know, some of these shows. You're going to find one you really like, and stick with it. Man, show's on, and you have your own little, you know, go-to coin guy. Our local coin shop does not search at all for errant varieties. My local coin shop, all he wants to do is buy jewelry. You got jewelry? No, don't waste my time. And I talked about this big bucket of wheats he's got. He didn't want to sell it. Oh, by the way, I meant to bring that up. We're trying to get a bunch of people together. It'll cost about $250, probably not that much. We're going to get a big bag of wheats. get it in the mail. We'll buy it off eBay, unsearched, or at least none that I've searched. And we'll open it right here, count them out, and go through perhaps a roll live so we can see what we got and see the surprise. Now, if you'd be interested in getting involved in that, you're looking at, where is it here, for 1,000 of the darn things, about $50. Now, we have to get, how many people are involved, how many you want, get that all sorted out. But for 500, you're looking at $28.50 or so. And that'd be the cost of the pennies, plus the shipping. And we'll figure it out from there. And I don't make anything, but I'll enable tips on your invoice if you like. And we can figure something out. But it'll be a good show. I think it'd be a great show. We could have a lot of fun with that. Ooh, look what we have today. We found a different design variety, or perhaps a bit of MD, or look at these. Aren't these beautiful? These are AU. That's a good 1909 BDB. So you got a matching pair of 1909 BDBs. There's the other one. And these are $15 a piece. Now, we've got 8 I know of to go into the package. And somebody said check PayPal, so we'll check that. It would be neat to get both of these put into the package today. It's 10:47, so we're going to wind it up. There we go. We ended with David. So I can add 8. I guess these aren't going to be able to make it in there. That's okay, baby. We'll have another show next week. Let's find $8 to put in. And let's see. I want to get a, here we go. That'll work. That's a little high, but we can make this work. I want to get a depression coin in. And this will be good enough. I want to get an early mint mark. Here we go. So, Depression era. Here's a neat one because its tone is very, very dark. This one's going to go in at $4. It's a 1932D, as we can see, and it's in extremely fine condition. Now, there are some contact marks. It's been around the block, been spent a few times. But I got to show you this thing under the big scope, or under the big camera, so you can see the color. There we go. You have full ears, good separation. And let's have a look at it. It's a deep, dark, rich chocolate. Where'd it go? There we are. And you're going to find that probably in person it'll be a bit darker than this. But I can set this down here beside the proof, and you can see the difference in color here. That's dark. That's what you call dark chocolate. Now, copper over time will get darker and darker. Some of those Canadians I have, they especially get darker. Doesn't hurt them. Some people like them. And there are folks that go for a matching set. Chuck Daughtry's been working on an XFAU set, all the same color. So if you got the VDB that he wants, he'll let you know. All right, next one, that's not it. Scope, a 1911D. There it is. And it's got a few fingerprints on there. But generally it's decent. You've got a full complete rim, a good sharp lower jaw, but there's no upper jaw separation or upper cheekbone. Let's look at the back. And we've got berries present. There's no lines on one side and incomplete on the other. So it's not quite fine. But we've got a decent, very good. And this is got a book value of $5. The 1932 is gone. $4, and that's going to be good enough. So we got a little package here we can send out. Let me find my way home here just a moment. And we can probably square this one up. Anything new? There we are. So we're even right now. I think we could set it up. And we broke the $20 mark, so we can ship. Or VDB looks like it was stuck in marble. Yeah, they got some beautiful woodies out there. Now we got 19 people watching. It's a quiet night. That's what's going on. That's okay though. We get 1,000 subs. Did you see that? All right. I'm going to grab a slip of paper, and we're going to do the drawing. People seem to like that. Trivia. I tend to get these really insanely difficult trivia questions. Not many on tonight. That's okay. They'll be back. We'll have a quiet night. It's just you and me. We'll talk about other stuff. Okay, we got 19. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 20. Okay, and I'm going to write it down right here. There we go, 3 digits. Now, if you can guess this number, now wait till I say go. Number between 1 and 20, it's an integer, and go. There you go. The first person to get this number is going to get these coins. You go ahead now, Amy. 15, 4, 12, 8, 16, 6, 9, 18. You can stop, folks. Chocolate Cherry's done it again. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do this here. 6. Chocolate Cherry, I already have your address. I'm going to put these in an envelope and send them out to you. Okay. Chocolate Cherry. Double header. She got Sunday and Wednesday. This has only happened one other time. Mantic got it. And that's Chocolate Cherry. There we go. You get it all. We have, coming to you, we have a 1920, what is that? S or D? Don't make me look. No, 1921 S, very fine. It's a $5 coin. We've got a 1932, extremely fine. That's a $4 coin. We got a 1911 D, very good. Book says 5. I got a 1957 proof. It's a buck. It's got some blemishes. It's not screwed up, but it's a buck. That's what I paid. It'll work. I got a beautiful satin over here. You're gonna love it. What was this one? A 1936 Very Choice BU MS64. That's a $20 coin. And I got this guy right here. A big fat copper round, looks like this. And we're gonna send that out to you. Now that's a perfect Valentine's Day name. What's that? Chocolate Cherry? Darn right. Chocolate covered cherry. I'm going to pour chocolate on the prize and then send it. That'll work out great. I better buy a lottery ticket. Yep. Everything comes in 3s. That'll work. Free Girl says, okay, I'm out for night. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming in, Free Girl. It's always a pleasure to have you. And chocolate cherry. Oh, I didn't type that. I like to type who won. Kind of makes it official. Congrats. Chocolate cherry. There you go. Ooh, how many likes we got? That's right, Phoenixville. How many likes do we have? Because I got this bag of wheats. Did I tell you about this? I get this big sack of wheats. Now, they're not a whole lot. They're probably worth 3-4 cents, right? And I picked through them, so we're not going to find much. You might find something. Here we are. What do we got here? We got a, can't see a thing. Home scope. We can have a look at some of these. It's here's a 1920D. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a big dig right below the date. A couple of digs over there. I don't know. I'm afraid to look at the back. Every now and then I get some better dates in here. But typically they're, you know, screwed up. This has got little pock marks everywhere. You know, that'll go in there. Somebody hit like, I'm putting that in. Here's another one that's going in. Lots of color on this. Not sure what's going on. What's the date here? It's 1952D. Okay, that's probably VF. This an 8-year-old's gonna love that. Oh my God, that's like 100 years old. Here's a 1952D. It's circulated. This one's fine and very fine. Look at the back. There you go. A little contact mark right there. Like I see, these aren't, you know, these aren't super wheats. You got a couple of super wheats in the prize. So we got 36 likes. Tell me no. I can't see how many likes we have. There you go. Nope, I can't see it, so I'll take your word for it. You say 34 it is, and we'll put 34 coins in here. And some kid's going to love this. 40, okay. I'll just hold this up. because that's where this is going with some kid. All right, here's a tube of 50. I can't see anything. There's a tube of 50. So would you agree that that baggie contains at least 40? Yeah, I think we're probably there. Okay, there. That's because, well, geez, I got all these. Let's make something happen with them. Exactly now. Outstanding. Folks, thanks for supporting the channel. And you got some nice little things in here. It's a quiet night, but that's okay. Look what we got. Chocolate Cherry has some really nice stuff over here. Did you see the satin? I love these. These are so good looking. I mean, that's what a coin, that's what a penny should look like. There you go. What do we got here? Here's something coming up probably on Sunday. Have you seen the proof like Morgans? Look at that. It's Cameo. This is a business strike. It's an 1884 O. Pretty decent shape. But look at the reflection on that. Yeah, I get hooked on these. Drool. Look at it. Look at it. You got to get one of these. There's so many coins out there. I'm finding this show here to keep up with the big show and the Wednesday weeks and Friday Night Madness. I've got to just keep on getting more stuff. Man, it's a lot of fun. There's weeks I can find stuff. Okay, and there's weeks I can't. But when I do, it's always something really, really cool. And, oh, geez, I can get a proof like. All right, let's get that in there. Got a couple other things in earlier. There they go. Oh, I still got to look at these, for example. I'll probably be doing something with these. Here's an 1891 dime. Not all proof like Morgans look alike. There are three types: Cameo proof like, Brilliant proof like, and Gray. What's this one? Because, dude, I do copper. I'm a copperhead. I can tell you all kinds of things about copper. Okay, is that a Cameo proof like, or is that a Gray? Because I don't think it's going to be a Brilliant. We'll give you a closer up. I can put that under the scope. Let's see, let's see. Look at it. What's the date? Is 1884, New Orleans. There you go. It doesn't shine as well under the close-up. That's Ant Scorcher. Yeah, that's a Scorcher. There's the O. I ain't had time to look at BAMs yet or anything. But it looks a whole lot better, you know, standing it back. Looks like that beauty thing. Yeah, that's a peach. It looks like a Brilliant or Cameo. Okay. Now, I was thinking Brilliant would apply to the, you know, the features. But no matter. There it is. All we got is a straight PL. That's a problem with these slabs. You get a straight grade with no embellishments. I got a 1933 XF Plus dark. Some people like the darks, right? How do you get that added into, you know, an embellishment on a slab? They wouldn't say anything like that. You get a woody. Is it fine grain? Is it coarse grain? Does it have a direction? Because, geez, if you really want to have something neat, put together a set of woodies and everything's north-south. That's tough. There's so much more to the coins than a straight grade of, you know, MS63 PL. You know, we got some beautiful toning over here on the right side. Golden, blues, almost reds down there on the lower right. Right? What do you get there? Some places put just a T on there. Dude, there's so much more to the coins than just, you know, 4 letters and a couple of numbers. Okay, let's see what else came in today. You ready? You ready? We got, where are we? We got this. I thought it was beautiful. I just had to have it. What do you think? Keeper? Let's try to open that up a little. There we go. Got an 1835 half cent. She's a looker. And this is a Cohen number 2. There you go. 1835 half cents. You get 2 die varieties with this one. The Cohen number 2 is the more common. That's expected. And the S is closer to the T, whereas the cone 1 is further apart, but it's closer to the T than, the other letters are to each other. And that's all that is. There you go. We got this guy. Got this great dime. You got to see this. I'm looking at this thinking, dude, this is freaking AU. And it is. What year on the D? It's not a DMPL. It's just regular old PL. 84O. MS63PL. There we go. So again, 1891. Now they made these until what? 1891. There we go. It's in a flip, so it's a little got some stripes on it. But this guy, this old girl is looking good. Let's see if we can get her face in here. Getting these with this kind of detail is, well, kind of rare. What do they got? I think it was 4,000 on these. We're getting into some rarities. Just wonderful. Clear fingers. You got her legs are rounded. They're not flat. There's a full, complete shield. Yeah, that's a good look. It's got some doo-doo on it. I don't know what this is. Is it toning? I haven't taken out of the flip to really look at it. But the back, check this out. You ready? Look at the detail on this. You don't see this sort of thing very often. This 1 dime. It's bigger than the 3-cent silvers. The 3-cent silvers are the smallest we ever made. Now that goes for the type 2 and type 3. The type 1s were a little bigger, but the type 3s, they're 0.8 ounces. They're a little smaller than the $1 golds. This, dude, look at it. Let's look at the leaves. You got veins popping out of her head. Now, one leaf has, veins in there too. Yeah, I was real happy to get this. Somebody's gonna get this, I expect, and say, look what I got. This is the sort of thing you show off people who are important to you. You don't show it to everybody because you don't want them to know. All right, but you're gonna show your Uncle Gus. Hey, look, Uncle Gus, I got this. What do you think? Oh, that's real nice there. Yeah, we used to have those. Tell you some story about, the war, the Kaiser. That's a sweet one, and it's got a whole. Can't see it over here. Got a lot of original luster. This is what dimes used to look like new back in the day. You got some decent luster on there. It's been fingered up. It's been passed around. It's got some crud, some grime. But that's a peach. And this is what I get to do. This is my fun. You guys get the coins. I get to look at them, and then I get another one to look at. And so I'd love to just say, this goes in the package. Here you go. That'll be coming your way. No, this will be coming your way, Cherry. There's that half cent. And here's one of the peel and sticks. These stapleless flips. They're still single use. If I want to get that coin out, take a decent photo without, just a big splotch of white, I got to take it out of there and destroy the thing. But that'll be nice. We'll set that up. We get the 09 VDBs came in. Where'd they go? Yeah. So now you got to get the, now you got to double your number of VDBs you got to have. Sorry, folks, for screwing you up there. There it is. There's the 09, and there's another 09. Yeah, nice and tight. Is it a die chip or is that crud? Probably crud. Okay, which one's this one? Which one's this one? Somebody call it. There you go. Could not agree more, Chocolate. Artwork. Yeah, the designs on these are beautiful. You don't quite have the same thing here. What do we got now? That awful, dull, low detail shield thing. Subliminal peach messages. Look, one of the things that's really good for your heart are anti-omega 3s. No, wait, they're lipid solvents. No, wait, what are they? I don't know. Just, get your fruit and eat your fruit and vegetables. You need 5 servings at every meal. That's it. Yeah, so I'm going to set that up. Now, you want to talk about anything or because we've been on for an hour and a half here. It's time for me to get some coffee. There. What I can do right now is pack this stuff up. That's what I can do. Because a lot of times I just shut it off, go get something to eat, jump in the tub. Let's get rid of the cat here. That's not mine. No, it's not. It's this long. It's not mine. Okay, I got a 1921 VF, which is this girl. Yep, 1921 VF. So that'll go in. And it gives you the little tags here so you can figure out what it is. We get the 1936, which is this one. And very choice BU red. There you go. Now I'm keeping the gold. That came from Phoenix. And we got, here's a decent flip into which I'll put this here proof. There you go. That's folded over. And I got, what's this? Here's a flip. Good. Oh no, I got one for that. I'll put this in there. That's the 1932D XF Plus. $4. We got a 1911D. Very good. Hey, you got 30s, 40s, teens, and an 05. Yeah, that's a good start. Okay, let's get another flip right here. And these are tough. Now on these, on the big round, try to suppress the urge to take it out and touch it. If you do, well, I figure it's only a couple of bucks. If you do touch it, be sure to put it back in and keep an eye on it and see how long it takes before your fingerprint appears. Whoa! I'll get another one. There you go, because your fingerprint will appear on that. But keep it in there and you got some protection. The kids will love these too. Okay, let's get a flip for this. And we're set to go. Now that's in the original mint packaging. That's why it has the blue line. And if you just leave it in there, it ain't gonna hurt a thing. But I'll stick it in a flip so you can tell it apart. And that'll work. And that's what's coming your way. And I'll fold them up and I'll package them neatly and stuff. And put lots of bubble wrap that I don't press because, you know, anxiety. Pop them up. Ken, thank you for doing the shows. I can't thank you all enough. It's the people that made this happen. You saw, without the people helping out, all I do is just babble. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because I can always find something to babble about. Dude, there is stuff all over the table back here. Did I show you the Indian? Yeah, I don't know where it came from. This is the kind of stuff that just happens to me. I should do the show from that side someday, and just I could do it, you know, a week of shows, just moving stuff around on that desk, because you never know. It's like it's a box of chocolates. We don't know what's there. Yeah, what would you give that? I got almost 3 diamonds. There's the L. For years, where'd my stick go? For years, I could never find the L. I was like 20 before I said, oh, well, it's been there all along. See, it's sideways. See that? The L for Longacre? It's freaking sideways. Well, why is it doing that? But there it is. Happy V-Day. Here's the back. Great shape on this one. Okay, a few contact marks on the E. But I could live with that. All right, well, I got to figure out what to do with that. If I go in the show. What else was ready to go in today? Let's see. What's Acon? A-C-O-N. I keep seeing that word. I'm picking the new people. The kids know what that is. The 20D will wait. We'll put that in over the next show, I suppose. What do you think? Here. Oh, here you go. He gets some thinning here. See how it tends to be? It's so small it can, you know, push out, push in. It's a song. Who's a con? Like Con Air? Well, a con and Young Jeezy is a song. I see. On the back, it's kind of splotchy on the back. So I give this one red-brown. But it's pretty high-end AU. The back, there's no real wear here. I would call the reverse uncirculated. Remember that the back, the relief is much lower than the front. All the meat's on the front of these. PB amps are pretty sweet. Should I talk louder? There you go. There's that guy. Yep, we'll put that in next week. Yeah. Oh, I got a little card for that. The proof. There you go. Impaired proof, $1. There. Now you know what it is. Looking around. Now I can load up that spreadsheet. Let me see if I can find that. The coin video. No, the coin inventory on checklist. And we'll go over. I'll show you that. Let's see. Screen. There you go. And you can actually watch and see how long it takes for a page to load on this computer. There we go. We're getting there. Okay, still loading. Wait for it. Still loading. Now we're going to get some tabs on the bottom. Can we see the tabs? Let's see. There they are. We got them. And I'm going to come over to your population rank. Now, 1957 proof. You ready? The most rare is the SMS 64. Then you get in the matte proofs, of course. You have the 1916 with 1,000 units produced. Pretty rare. Oh, let's see. You ready? You ready? You're going to love this one. Here's that 2005 at number 47. Kind of neat. And we have the 1957 at number 52. These are kind of rare. There's the 14D. There's 31S. Over here's the 09S. The only thing above there is a business strike is the 1909 VDB. Up here, number 26. Huh. So you got a couple of, well, pretty darn rare coins in this package. You don't start getting into it until, what, there's 24D and number 62. Right? There's most of your proofs. Then you start getting 12S, 26S, 15S, 10S, 13S. These are the valuable early wheats, the early estimates. And they're in the hundreds. I mean, you're talking rank of 100 to 120. There's so many wheats out there, so many different coins, so many different Lincolns. What do you got in this total list here? Keep going down. There you go, 376. And that's up through 2 dates in 2014. I get the P and D. I didn't get the numbers for the S yet, so I'd adjust that. So you get the top 100 wheats, they're pretty scarce. And these up here, they're really, really hard to find. But you get a million, 2005 Satins. It's in the top 50 most rare. And number 52 is the 57 proof. Just one of those things I'd like to show you. And let's see, pop that up. Yep. And go home. There, now I can see what you can see, which is chat and stuff. Bet I could speed that pup up some. And this is it, baby. I'm out in the woods. In town, it's a little faster, but this is good enough. I'll be all right. If somebody's coming up that driveway, I get time to go get the gun, take a nap when I find it, wake up, clean it, disassemble it, put it back together, lube it, and then wait for me to get to the end of the driveway before I start shooting. That's a good spot. There's a whole whack of TSRs. What do you suppose that means? I don't know. Clean her up and add some RAM. I'm not too worried about it. It's a Walmart special. I think it was like 250 bucks. Maybe 300. I picked up one. It was 200. It was a Chromebook. Talk about useless. All you can do is surf Chrome. You can't save pictures. What is this? Throw it out. I took it back and got this one. I love the country. I would deal with slow internet. Yeah. I got a neighbor I could see when the leaves are down and the wind is blowing just right. Across the street, there's nobody. I mean, you got 77 acres across the street, there's nobody. Out back, there's nobody for 2 miles. Seriously, there's a lake, there's woods, there's pigs and wild turkeys and deer and snakes and scorpions and mosquitoes, so I don't really go back there. But there's nothing over there. Yeah, you go up the street here, it stops being a street, turns into a road, then it turns into a path, and then it turns into just, a bunch of trees, and you can press your way through them. But the spiders out here are nuts. Jesus, the spiders. I got a window in the kitchen. It's all cobwebs on the outside because the ground slopes out there, so it's way the heck up here. And dude, I can't reach that with a stick. To heck with it. I don't need to see out that window. Just a barn out there. Yep. It's quiet. It's peaceful. I love it. In town, I had a house on the corner. Property was on the corner, and the house was on the corner of the property. And of course, I got fence and trees and bamboo and stuff, so it was really nice seclusion right there. But being on the corner, they come up to the street light, and they got that music, bum 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 bum, at every hour of the day. All right. There was a shooting right outside of my house, and my house is 7 feet from the road, so it was time to move. See you later. And I'm out here. We still have shootings, but it's because they're doing the Jed Clampett thing. We're expecting some oils to be struck real soon. I said bye-bye. I don't need that. I grew up, I spent my summers in my grandmother's house, and there was, seriously, you could see your neighbor, and you had to use binoculars. There's his house, and it's this big, You look at it, it's way over here. That was Arnold's. Everybody there lived to be into their 90s. Everybody. You never seen people so darn old as they were in Columbia Falls. It's the berries. See, all the antioxidants. It's better than peaches, I tell you. Eat the antioxidants. Fruit's good for you. Look what it did to me. I used to be bald. Now it's coming in so nice. But geez, those people were old and wrinkly. Old and wrinkly, real leathery. Crazy leathery. And Arnold, he was as leathery as they come. I mean, you could sharpen your knife by dragging it across his forehead a few times. Just drop. Hey Arnold, can I sharpen my axe on your head? Yeah, go ahead. Cut down a tree and stay warm all winter. I'm serious. He was like cowboy leathery. That's the way they made him back then. And that place, I looked at the videos, and it's part of the area is grown up. My grandmother, of course, she sold a couple of pieces of land, and those fields are growing up, and maybe there's a new house beside this one or beside that one. Behind her house, she had 6 acres, and it was vast and broad and nothing but berries. Now it's nothing but trees. I haven't been down there since Jesus come over in the Mayflower. So she passed away in 94. She was born in 1896. Everybody lived down there lived to be 100 years old. Yeah, it was the old lady, Nanny. I was going through her bingo box, right? Because she got a tin, just a tin full of pennies, because that's what they keep them in. She had one for buttons, right? She had another one that was fruitcake from 1928, and it was still good. You couldn't tell the difference between, the 1928 fruitcake and the brand new one she got at the store, to give away for Christmas. You couldn't tell the difference. Really, it was the same darn fruitcake. We just kept giving it to somebody else every Christmas for darn near 100 years. I got your fruitcake. Didn't I give that to you last year? It's good. It's red. We just got it up at, Labrodier's. Because that's what you do with fruitcake. You just re-gift. You don't actually eat the fruitcake. But anyway, I'm going through her pennies and her buttons, looking at all the pretty buttons, because they saved buttons back then. That's what they did. The Depression and the war, and just plain being 1896. Buttons were a valuable commodity. And I found a penny. Now this is 1977. I found a penny. I've never seen such a penny. Not even old, but it had an Indian on the darn thing. I said, "What is this?" And it was a 1906, right? And she said, "Oh, that's what pennies looked like when I was your age." Well, you figure I was 10 years old. She was born in 1896, and the penny was 1906. So, yep, that's what they looked like to my grandmother when she was my age. And I found another one in 1882, but it's just wore down, flat. You could barely make out the date, but that was my oldest one. And it was almost 100 years old, because we're talking 1877. Now they're 100 and, what? They're old. No matter. I still collect them. But that's what got me started, was those two pennies. Then I had another grandmother, because remember, everybody lived to 90 at least. She was 92, I guess, when she passed. I went through her can. I found this 1911, and I couldn't believe it, because it looked, I mean, it was sharp. It looked like this. Imagine you find a 1911 in an old can with this kind of detail. Where's my brush? There it is. I'm going to get that little speck off of there. That's when you know you've got a nice coin. That's gone. There was another grandmother. Now, she was younger. She was only in her hundreds, I suppose. And she worked at a magazine place. And, you know, the guys go drive around, drop off magazines and newspapers and get the money and bring it back. And she was the one that counted the money and kept track of who paid and who owes and what they got and what they got to get. And people in the stores, well, they get rid of those half dollars and dollars because they were big and bulky. And so she put $1 in, take an Eisenhower dollar out. And, she said, "Oh, look, I got every year for you, because you got 1971, 72, 70. So I had 8 of the darn things. These are neat. I had a set of Ikes. Didn't even have to put it together. She put it together. And she started doing the Kennedy half dollars. And they were always kind of neat. But anyway, she retired after 2 centuries. And pretty much moved in with us at that point. Worked out pretty well, because we're still going through the same old pennies and halves and dollars. But that's what this is going to be. This sack over here, right? This is going to be Chocolate Cherry spending some time with some young ones she knows, and saying, "Oh, here's a neat one. Let's look at these, just for fun. You want to look at this for fun, or you want to look at them with the kids and get surprised that way?" Franken-Dragon. We'll just look at a handful of these. We already saw that one, 1920. And we'll just pull up 5 of these just to see, because I don't know what's in that sack. Okay, we'll pull out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, let's see what we got. I'll put these back in your bag, I promise. What do we got? We got a 1920. There it is again. That'll please some kid. 2 years from now, that'll be 100 years old. Who do you got in your family who would like that? You got like an 8-year-old or something? Okay. See, I pulled them right off the top, so that's why. No, we got 2 of the darn things. There's probably a few more in there. Here's a 48D. Okay. We got a 44. All right. Set those right up. Kids will love these. My son and I are trying to get my 4-year-old grandson in them. Well, 4 years old, a little bit young. I got I don't know, how old's the kid? 8. He wasn't quite interested. Another one is 12. He likes the baseball cards. But maybe I'll get him into it. I keep trying. I give him a Whitman and a Dansko full of memorials, most of those. Yeah, they seem to like him. That one kid got interested for almost 2 minutes. You betcha. I got a 10-year-old that started to like coins. There they are. Now I get a bunch. And, geez, let's do some coin roll hunting. I got to do a whole show on Coin Class for coin roll hunting, because I haven't done a show on coin roll hunting. I got little video clips, but I haven't done a whole show. Yeah, the kids would like that. If I was 10 years old or 12 years old, You know what I'd be doing? I'd be taking my $2 down to the bank, getting a bunch of nickels, go to the bank across the street and trade those in for pennies, and do the same thing I was doing, you know, when I was 10. They like the history. It's out there. What are these? Okay, there's a flip for the shallow. I should have another empty flip here somewhere. Gosh, usually I wait until this desk is wrecked before I clean up anything. There we go. So I get the holders for the BDBs. Where's the shallow one? Oh man, actually I have to do some homework now. What's that one? That's a deep cut. Shallow deep. That's this one. Il aime l'histoire. Kenny Rose, my granddaughter. No. My sister has grandchildren. My other sister's about to have grandchildren. That Earl, he's a pretty handsome devil. And that Coleman, he's a pretty handsome devil too. Yeah, Chris is going to be surprised in about 6 months. We have to get married. What does this go to? Nothing. Nothing I got out. Let's get rid of that flip. Oh, then we get these guys. Let's get them put away. Oh, I know what that goes to now. The nickel. Of course, I just threw away the... Oh, the heck with it. I'll write another one. 1925S. Yeah, something like that lamp. I'm going to hold on to that for a little while. You know, show it off for a bit, and then I'll put it to auction and see what we can get. Who knows? Like the Quebec license say, Je me souviens. I grew up in Maine. I know everything there is to know about France, and Frenchmen, Canada, all that stuff. Here we go. Won't be long, I'll be cleaned up over here. Oh, here, you can look at this again. But coins are going to stick with you, not just for 1 or 2 years. It might take a little while off. You know, life has its way of getting in the way. You know, you get sidetracked with a job or family or kids or grandkids or marriage or divorce or whatever's in between. Maybe you find Jesus along the way. Who knows? You move cross country, get a new job. If somebody gets sick, 100 things happen all the time. Jesus, there's always something going on. And some of these are going to be taking you away from the coins for a little while, but they're always there. They'll always be there for you. It's no problem. They'll wait. Storing them properly is important. To store your coins right, and they will always be there for you. Anytime you want to, you can pick it back up. You haven't done coins for years and years, because I got away for a while, and I was just, you know, selling a little here and there, you know, barely scratching the surface, and that went on for many years. But I only got back into it a couple years ago and figured, let's make it work. Let's go full bore with this. Been doing it ever since. I was into selling coins, late 80s, you know, mid 80s, late 80s, right after college and stuff. And did okay. But didn't quite give it the seriousness that it really needed to go pro. Geez, if you're going to do it, become a pro. Metalhead Jimmy shows up. I remember hearing on the radio back in the 80s about some wheat penny found with fully separated wheat chaffs. Do you think you can elaborate on this? That'd be normal to have. Let me grab one here. Oh, what do we got here? Fully separated wheat chaffs. That's normal for the design. Here you go. You see it here. I can zoom in on that. Now they get worn down over time. I'll show you an example of that too. All right, but this is what, you know, they should look like. What's this one? This is a 1955S. All right, and a pretty darn good one too. A couple of spots is all. Anything with the mint mark? That looks good. There you go. It's what you call brilliant and uncirculated. This is probably a 64, if that means anything to you. But the wheat lines, this is normal. Okay. Now, as they wear, of course, those are really small details, so they can take a lot of wear real quick and disappear. If I can see this one, there you go. That's what they look like, more worn down. This is probably down to a fine grade. Right? You can pass around, they get dropped, slapped on countertops, put in machines and scraped. It's a 1944. You know, they lose the details, what's going on. But just because it has the full lines doesn't make it valuable. Although having the full lines usually implies a higher grade. But there's other factors involved. Is the coin scratched? Is it stained? Is it bent? Is it screwed up? Yeah, these are pretty deep devices. Let's pull another one out here. Let's see if I can find one that's kind of messed up. Here you go. It's got doo-doo on it. It's mostly what this one is. All right, you got some kind of funk, kind of filling in the details. Yeah, it's like gunk in there. Wouldn't that, man, this is why I keep so many toothpicks handy. Now I could take this toothpick and probably get some of that gunk out of there if it's not packed in too hard. All right, now it's pretty stiff stuff. Sometimes it's soft and mushy, sometimes it's hard. All right, you can just touch it with the toothpick and sometimes it'll move. Nothing there happening. That bit here on the rim, is that bent metal? Possibly. Yeah, this one's not going anywhere. No. But you can see, you know, a little bit of wear takes down the detail. Now you get a superior example, right? And this is pretty darn good. You're looking at contact marks, right? Where another coin bumps it, for example. And let's find one here. There you go, right above the O. There's a little contact mark. Something brushed it or bumped it or landed on it. That can make these marks. And the better the grade of the coin, and the fewer the marks there are, the higher the value, because people want, ideally, a perfect coin. And there are people who will pay big money for perfect coins. This one's pretty darn good. It's real nice. It's not perfect. Let's see, we got a contact mark here in his chin. This is a level of detail you get into on these. We got some minor spotting here. Okay, could be a start of toning. I think that's what this is, but up here by the rim. This may be a fingerprint from 40 years ago. Let's see, what's that? Is that something? I don't know what that is. That seems to be a raised. I think that's a die chip. Okay, here you have what's called chatter, where the metal was forced in quickly, and you only got 1/10 of a second, less than that really, to make this imprint. And well, if there's something in the die, maybe a speck of dust, you get these tiny little divots, and that's kind of normal. You really want a good sharp strike, and that shoulder be beautiful. Oh, let's see. We have some striations here. These are die lines. This is from polishing the die. That doesn't impact the grade of the coin, but this is pretty good shape. I sell these for $1. Okay, what do you got here? I can't tell what that is. Might be raised. It seems to push the coin. I can't quite tell if that's up or down. There's a little contact mark on the E. But when you have a coin that has none of these little contact marks, like here on the edge of the rim, you know, something dinged it. And that's a pretty good example, really. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be the worst of it. But you got those spots. There we go. There's another one here. Okay, got set up. I'm rather fond of them as well. I love the term dietitian. Dietitian. Okay. Dietitian. no matter. So full wheat lines wouldn't be really an awesome thing, but it's usually a sign that it's a better grade. And geez, you get a nice book of these where every coin. Let me show you this. We had laid out. Okay, I've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. I'm going to take this away. I'll put that up here where I won't lose it, which means I'll never see that again. I'll put these in. Home. There you go. These are a series of wheats I've been offering this whole group for $40. Now we got a 1943 P and D, these beautiful steels. 1944, 46, 44S, 47D. I think this is 50 DNS, 51 DNS. I don't know what those are. 53 DNS, 54 P DNS, and over here we got 55 P DNS. And I don't want to pick those up, so I'll do it this way. I just slide that over. And these are freaking gorgeous. Now, if you get a whole set of these, you get some nice wheats. That weak spot on one drives me nuts. From the metal flow into the bus, that's exactly what it is. And you'll find that on superior coins. It's a weaker strike is all it is. Okay. Now this is a steel cent. It's a right now our coins are zinc, right? But they have a copper plating. Now back in World War I, no wait, World War II, they made them with steel and plated them with zinc because the zinc would protect the steel. Without the zinc, they would rust. Now we have the same problem. See, the zinc plating is a different it's a different construction than the zinc that is the core. This is plated. It's firm. It's solid. It's bonded to itself. The zinc core is not bonded to itself. It's a bit weaker, and where the copper is exposed, that zinc oxidizes into a hydrozincite, and it actually expands when it does that. But here you have a steel plated with zinc. So it's kind of a galvanized coin, you know. They used to make fences out of this stuff. Let me flip that over. What do we got? There you go. But the idea is to put together, full collection. And I guess the great collection would be one of every year, every date, every mint mark, every series. So you get the Lincolns, the Indians, the large cents, the Drake plus the half cents, and the nickels, dimes, quarters, 20 cents, 3 cents, 2 cents, everything, every coin, all beautiful. And it's been done. And it's really neat because those can be incredibly valuable collections. I mean, they get into, tens and hundreds of millions. Here's a 1954. Again, it's brilliant uncirculated. You got a few minor blemishes. Let's see, right there on his forehead, for example. Just a little bit of contact marks here. See, they bang out the coins. I mean, they just bang them back. They got to have a place for these coins to go. They actually drop down a chute following a hopper, big 4-foot square hopper, so they can, get under there with a forklift and haul the things away because they're going to have, 3 tons of pennies here in a few hours. They take it from there and dump it in a machine that counts them out into bags. So there's some handling, and it's enough that you're going to leave a mark on a coin. They're not going to be a whole lot. They're not going to be worn. They're still uncirculated. But you're looking for the coins that don't have a lot of contact marks. This one's not too bad. Oh, sometimes they just kind of rub, and it just disturbs the surface. It's not really wear per se. It's just a, kind of touch, if you will. That'd be hard to do. It would be awesome. And yes, it would be hard to do. Now you got to realize you can get these coins. Use your knowledge so you can get these coins at a fair price. Here you go. This one was, tell me what that is. You know exactly what that is. I'm always raving. Wear your gloves. Wear your gloves. This was touched one time. probably 40 years ago. Seriously. And that's what happens when you touch a coin with your unprotected hand. Where's my loop? I did this, I've done this one before. Have you seen the finger touch? Yeah, but use your knowledge about these coins. You know, buy them and sell them, and let the hobby take care of itself. You know, people look and they say, "I got $20 this week. I'll spend $20 on pennies," and that's all they do. They invest, invest, invest. Well, why not let the coins work for you? Let me put that back over here. Okay, I'm going to wipe my finger right on this cotton glove a few times so it's dry. Does this look clean to you? I'm going to click the mouse with my middle finger. Okay, does that look clean to you? Sure it does. How about that? That looks pretty clean. There's my camera. Alrighty, home, scope. There's a scope. Now I'm going to touch the scope with this finger one time. Ready? That's it. That's my fingerprint. There's my whirls. FBI is taking pictures right now. Let's go home. Can you see it over here? Barely. You can hardly see it there. But over here, you can't miss it. And over time, those little spots will oxidize. These are organic compounds, organic acids, sweat, salt. You know, and over time, where'd it go? No, here it is. It's the next one over there. Card. I slide that off with a card real easy. But over time, copper is a reactive metal, so it's going to leave spots, and it will actually etch the surface of the copper permanently. There's no amount of restoration that will ever fix that. Yeah, people like a nice shiny one. There it is. This is what it looks like under the regular scope. There you go. I mean, really, it's not so bad. That tiny touch, you're not gonna see that. Where Tootsie Bot? Put that under the Tootsie Roll. Bank. There you go. That's the one that has the fingerprints. Yet you can barely see them. But people who want a top grade, a top quality coin, they look at these things like gemstones. They are just as attentive to detail as they are with a 2-carat imperial cut diamond. Hey, your finger's really dirty. I wiped it on the cotton glove several times. I had a bath earlier today, which is really good for the week, you know. There you go. That's all it takes. That is all it takes. And over the course of 10 years, that's going to start showing up on the coin. So where are your gloves? They got fingertip gloves. It's just the point. You can take these gloves. These are cheap as dirt. They're $1. You can cut the fingers off and just wear them on your finger and thumb. Right? But that's going to give you 5 pieces for your fingers and thumb. My fingers, well, I have been picking my nose. You have to do it without the glove, though. It's better sport that way. Okay, we'll go down to 14 people. We're getting into 2 hours long. That's kind of good for me. I think I'm gonna get these coins over here ready. Oh, and if you want a full set of these, pretty much these exact coins. This is a $40 batch. Oh, what are you looking at here? I got notes, I swear it. I got so many notes I don't want to do with them. Okay, the 43s are beautiful. They really are. These are some of the best I've seen. 43P and D, you're looking at $8 and $10 a piece. The 44S, $6. 46, $7. 47D, this guy, $5. 50D, let me move this up. That's this one. $2. 50S, $3. 51D. Is that even here? Maybe it's this one. $1. 51S, $3. That's these two. Okay, 53 DNS, $2 a piece. 54 PDNS. That's this one. And this one. And there should be another one somewhere. Oh, that one. I'll get you one without a fingerprint. $1 a piece. 55 DNS. These two. $1 a piece. That's $54. I'll put all these together for you for $40. Shipped. No fooling. Now, if that's the sort of thing you're interested into, and get a hold of me here. Are powdered latex gloves bad to use? Yes. Now, the powder they put in the latex gloves, these are latex gloves. You get them up at Walmart, right? 50 of them, $5. I mean, it's 10 cents a glove. You take it off, you throw it away, you're done. They put powder in some of these so that it's easier to get your hand into. Because let's face it, some of these, you know, how's your hands? You got arthritis? You've been collecting for 50 years? Yeah. I can't bend that finger. I was sharpening a knife and went right through the knuckle. I can no longer move that. That's it. That's a funny one. It's a bear for me to get into these gloves, let me tell you. Okay. If you get the powder gloves, it's easy to get your hand in, but you're going to get powder everywhere. Just cornstarch. That's all it is. But one thing to look for is right here. Is powder free. There you go. Look for it in particular. Powder free. Because you don't want to get the powder all over your coins, or you're going to get the same thing as this. With a fingerprint all over your coins. Same thing. Stay away from it. Go powder free. The best, I think, is cotton. But again, everything has a positive. These are a buck a piece, and you can wear them for, you know, depends on how many coins you handle. A month, a week, 2 months. But eventually, you have to launder them. Okay, you get all the detergents out because you're just going to get detergents then all over your coins. So you balance the cost versus contaminants. I got no problem with latex. They're inert, but they make it tough to handle. If you're going to wear gloves, I'm going to handle that coin. I'm really prone to dropping it because the gloves don't give me the same tactile dexterity. Oops, now I dropped a $50 coin, and now it's a $30 coin. There we go. So if you do use gloves, I recommend doing, you know, holding the coins a foot from the edge of the table and put down a cloth. A nice terry cloth towel would be good. Again, you have the bleach and detergents in there unless you have a really good machine. But sometimes these can work, but they do get dark. You know, they'll get dingy and grimy. These should be nice and shiny. Oh, you ought to see Mantic. He just destroys a pair of gloves. There you go. But, you get a dozen pair for $11. There you go. That's what they look like when they're brand new versus haven't been used for a little while. See the difference there? So where'd all the cotton lint go? Yeah. They're good. I keep trying them. I can't really find gloves that I like. These, they're not big enough, right? The thumb is too long. So I got this bit I got to work with. It's a little shy down in between those fingers. But here, if I don't cut them, I can't pull my thumb open. And it really sucks to try to handle coins when you can't get your thumb past this point. I guess I got kind of big reach, so I just cut it. I don't hold the coin in that spot. Coin Catter showed up. I touched BU silver quarters a month ago, and now they look terrible. Get some gloves. $5, Walmart. There you go. Hold your coins when you can by the edges. Let me show you this. I don't touch faces of coins, and I'm terribly vexed when I see other people do it. You can grab that coin, right, by the edges. That's the whole idea. Right? I can look at it. I can turn it over. There you go. But if I just picked up by the edges, I can pick that up with my bare fingers. Right? Just like that. Let me show you that trick too. Okay, you ready? Let's go back over to this thing. How's the other side look? I got a new one here. Thought I had a new one here. There we go. This one's brand new. This is one I was checking for, is it 30x or 10x? This is one of those new ones I just got. They're 10s. Okay, let's look at this. I just polished off the top of this. Real nice. And let's look at the edges on that. All right, you see the way I picked up that penny by the edges? Let me pick up that scope by the edges. And now, let's look at it again. You seeing any blemishes or spots? Well, I tried to do it where I stuck my finger over just a little bit. Let me try that again. Let's see. There you go. See what I'm trying to do here? Trying to just sneak over the edge. And I'm really failing. Well, we get them fat-fingered people, you know, the Mr. and Mrs. Fat Fingers. You've seen them. They go through the all-you-can-eat Chinese food buffet and pile up, 6 plates until it rolls off. This is what I'm talking about right there. You grab them by the edges, you can easily get the, your fingerprints on the edges of the coin. And this is going to flow. Let me brush this and see what happens. You see how it kind of moves? This stuff's going to flow. So you got a lot of coins and they tone starting at the edges. Part of it is what's holding it. Part of it is they were picked up at the edges by Mr. and Mrs. Fat Fingers. There you go. And over time, it just kind of creeps in. You had latex gloves, but they must have been powdered. Could be. They powder primarily the inside, but that's the way they roll the darn things up and down. They pack them in a box. I mean, what is this? They're jammed in. I don't even think there's 50 in there. They're not folded. They're latex. They peel them off the form and blow some powder in there. That's good. Throw them in a box. They're 10 cents a piece. I don't suspect they're putting a whole lot of caring into it. Even with Chinese labor. Where are these made? Made in Canada? Nope. Made in Malaysia. Made in Malaysia. Made in, there you go. Made in Malaysia. It is cheaper to pay low wages and ship them 15,000 miles than to make them in the United States. Wow. And just throw them away when you're done. Yeah, they're not particularly expensive. They're not spending money on making them neat and nice, and the powder goes where it's going to go. They're not made for coins so much as, well, they keep the germs off your skin. That's kind of the whole point. Want noms. Lesson learned. Sorry to hear about your coins. Now you can try some acetone. But we're getting into a different level there that I really don't want to go to. I don't recommend treating your coins. I don't recommend cleaning your coins. You probably have not been trained in conserving your coins. There's a big difference between conservation and cleaning. One involves a scrub pad and some Dawn, and the other is dedication to detail and not damage to the coin. Or for how long? It scares me to do that. You got a plastic container with BU pennies, and the edges were toned some. Oh yeah, you're gonna get that. Where the heck did that go? What's this one? Oh, not too much of that one. You get the pennies that are stored in paper rollers for a period of time. And those paper rollers often are acidic paper. Oh, let's see. What we got here? Here's an example. See what I tell you? I haul out stuff and haul out stuff and keep hauling out stuff. Okay, here's 2 rolls. Now there's a few rolls. Hopefully they won't pop off. It looks a lot darker over on that side. All right, let's see what we got here. Hold these up to the light. I think the bottom one's going to be the one we look at. No, not even close. All right. What's this, 58D? Okay, the edges. I'm suspecting these were handled and probably mixed. This is probably an assembled roll, not so much an original roll, where some of the coins have been handled. Maybe they're handled by the edges. The edges will tone. And perhaps some of these were not handled by the edges. Oh, good. But if you turn that, colors may change, or, you know, around the whole coins. Maybe they grab them by just one spot. So part of it's handling, part of it is you know, the tube that it was stored in, paper tubes in particular. CoinCred has no subscribe button. Get on it. Okay, I about had it. It's time for me to get some more coffee and use the bathroom and let the cat out or in. I don't know, I open the door and he'll stand in it for a few minutes and then go through. Just depends on what side he's on. So I'm going to let you guys go. Chocolate Cherry, congratulations on your win. It's a nice quiet prize, but it's yours and it's coming your way. CoinCat has his own... No, say it isn't so. Stop it. Be sure to subscribe, CoinCat. I know who you are. Okay, folks, I'm going to sign out. We'll be back again Friday with Midnight Madness. See you later.